Are you tired of your farming simulator experience looking drab and washed out? Your skies are gray, your grasses and trees are just not green. Your John Deere tractors just don't seem to have that right hue of green. Your buildings have a sad, drab look, and your shadows just don't seem to look right. Hello and welcome to Kedrick Farms. Today, I'm going to show you how to change your farm from looking like this to this. Ooh. Ah.
Open up the window. I'm breathing.
I've recently been introduced to a new mod called Overhaul of Light System that was uploaded to Nexus Mods. Really, this mod is just taking the lighting changes that Oxygen David made to his Shamrock Valley map and pulls them out into a set of files that you can apply to either the base game maps, any mod map that you want, or like I'm going to show you today, to the Seasons mod, so that any map that you're playing Seasons on can have this new lighting setup that I just demoed. So let's jump in and take a look at how we're going to do this. In order to download a mod from Nexus Mods, you will need to create an account, which is a pretty simple process and doesn't cost any money. And then all you need to do is click the Files tab here and go to Manual Download. It's going to give you two options. We're going to go ahead and pick the free option here and download this mod. So once you have the file downloaded, I've put mine into a empty folder here just to make it easier to find. You're going to want to right click on this file and go to Extract All, which is going to pop up with a little window like this, and hit Extract. And then we're going to click into this folder. The reason we're extracting these files is so that we can work with them a little bit easier as we get into the next step of the process. So you're going to notice here that there are three folders with different files depending on which of the different methods you're going to install this for. So if we open this how-to.txt, you're going to see that there's instructions here for installing this with the base game, for mod maps, or for the Seasons mod, which is what we're going to do. This is by far the easiest way to install this. These other methods require that you have to edit the base game files, and then you're going to have to edit your mod map on top of that you're playing on, where if you're like me, I always play with Seasons, and so just editing the Seasons mod is by far easier than these other steps. So with your downloaded files in one window, you're going to want to open a new window and browse to where you have your mod directory. In my case, I have the mods that I'm using for my tutorials in this particular folder, and we're going to find the Seasons mod, which is this FS19 RM Seasons, and we're just going to double click to open that up. We don't need to unzip this file because we're going to be able to just drag the new files into here. So what we're going to do first is drill into this data folder, and then back in our window with the newly downloaded files, we're going to go into the Four Seasons mod, data, and take this lighting.xml, and we're just going to drag this over into our original Seasons mod, and you should see that it says copy here when I'm dragging that over. When I release, it's going to say, do you want to copy and replace this file? We're going to pick this option, and then if we right click and refresh, you should see that this lighting.xml file now has a modified date of the current date and time. We're now going to go back up a level to the root of the Seasons mod and go into Resources, Environment, and we're going to delete the Environment Maps folder. And then by holding the left control key on my keyboard, I'm going to also select both of these color grading files, and I'm going to delete all three of these items. Once I've deleted them, we're going to come back to our downloaded folder and go back up to the root directory here of Four Seasons mod. We're going to drill into Resources, Environment, and we're going to copy this frontier lighting.xml and environment maps file by just dragging them over into our seasons zip file. And then if we click back over here, you can see we now have an environments maps and a frontier lighting XML that have been updated with the current date and time. At this point, all I have to do is close out of both of these windows and launch the game. There are many other shader options out there, but I have found that this was the simplest for me to install and manage on a move forward basis. The only time that I'm going to have to do anything new or different is if an update to Seasons is released, then I'll have to remake these changes to the Seasons mod. I've seen a lot of amazing shaders out there on the internet, but for me, this was something that was very simple and something that I felt comfortable doing to my own game. And I haven't had any noticeable performance impact to making this change, unlike running something like Reshade, which is generally causing anywhere from 5 to 10 FPS of performance degradation, depending on what options you're using. Hopefully you have found this tutorial helpful. If you have, please hit that like button and leave a comment below. That's all for today. Keterk